You ever wonder how a company creates a product that's a massive hit and then somehow manages to do it all over again? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the actual blueprint that turns a simple idea into a blockbuster.
Okay, let's just dive right in with a real-world example. This is Shark Ninja's first coreless stick vacuum, and it was a smash hit, a huge success. So I want you to put yourself in the CEO's shoes for a second. You just launched this blockbuster. What's your next move? Seriously, how do you make lightning strike twice?
Well, the answer is a discipline called product planning. And listen, this isn't just a strategy for one product. No. This is the master plan for all of a company's future products. It's the secret formula that decides what gets built, when it launches, and how it all fits together to create a winning portfolio.
So here's our game plan for breaking down this blueprint. We'll start with the core formula, then look at how companies find that next big idea, how they decide where to place their bets, and how they lock in the mission before launch. And finally, we'll see how this whole thing becomes a powerful, repeatable cycle of innovation.
All right, let's get into it. Section 1, from idea to product. Time to pull back the curtain on this so-called secret formula.
So what you're looking at here is the whole journey, laid out. And yeah, it might look like a simple straight line, but trust me, it's a really dynamic process. The whole point is to take this huge, messy universe of possibilities and funnel it all down into one single, concrete mission for a specific product. This is basically the engine room of innovation.
Let's break that down into 5 simple steps. Step 1, you gotta identify opportunities. Step 2, you evaluate them and, prioritize them. Step 3 is all about allocating your precious resources, your time, money, and people, and planning the timing. Step 4, you get into the nitty-gritty of pre-project planning. And then step 5, and this one is so important, you reflect on the results so you can make the whole process even better next time.
So how does a process like this even start? Well, it all begins with finding the next big thing. And that means sifting through an absolute mountain of potential ideas.
A great way to think about it is like this opportunity funnel. Companies are constantly getting ideas from everywhere, right? Customers, their own engineers, market trends. So a ton of raw ideas get dumped in at the top. But the system is designed to be a really tough filter, so only the most promising, most strategic ideas actually make it out the other side.
And here's the thing. Not all ideas are created equal, not even close. So companies usually sort them into 4 different buckets. You've got new product platforms. Think of the very first iPhone, right? A whole new foundation you can build on. Then you have derivatives, like the iPhone 15 Pro being a variation of the base iPhone 15. Next are the simple incremental improvements, a new color or a minor software update. And finally, the big one, fundamentally new products. These are the moonshots, the high-risk, high-reward bets on something the world has never seen before.
This S-curve illustrates a super high-stakes decision. That bottom curve, that's your old tech, like nickel metal hydride batteries. It's mature, you can't really squeeze much more out of it. The top curve is the new hotness, like lithium-ion. So the million-dollar question is, when do you make the jump? Jump too early and the new tech is unproven and expensive. But wait too long and you become the next blockbuster in a world of Netflix. You get left in the dust.
Okay, so you've filtered your ideas down to the good ones. Now comes the really hard part, placing your strategic bets, deciding where you're going to invest your money and your best people.
This matrix is a great way to visualize those bets. Just focus on the corners. Down in the bottom right, you've got your small, safe bets, minor product tweaks. These are your easy wins. But then look up at the top left. Those are the breakthrough projects. We're talking brand new products with totally new processes. These are the huge, risky swings for the fences that could redefine the company. The key is you need a healthy mix of both to survive.
So what does that mix look like in the real world? Well, for a typical tech company, about half its R&D budget goes toward building those big new platforms. The rest gets split between creating derivatives and making simple updates. And let me tell you, that split isn't random. It's a very, very deliberate investment strategy. All of these bets get laid out on what's called a technology roadmap. This isn't just a plan for one product, it's a multi-year strategy for an entire family of products. You can see how it tracks the evolution of individual parts, the battery, the motor, the dust cup, across several future models. This is how the best companies orchestrate innovation, instead of just reacting to it.
Now we're at a critical moment in the process. All the high-level planning is done. It is time to turn that plan into a real live project.
And the document that makes this happen is the mission statement. You can think of this as the ultimate green light.
Before this, it's all just strategy and analysis. But after this document gets signed, a team is assigned, budgets are committed, and the clock officially starts ticking. It is the turning point. Let's go back to Shark Ninja. Here are a few key parts from the actual mission statement for their next vacuum. It defines the product as a new, powered, lift-away, cordless upright. It lays out business goals like achieve consistent 5-star customer reviews. It even specifies the primary market. You see, every detail is locked in. There's no ambiguity here.
And of course, this isn't just for vacuums. Every solid mission statement has these core components: a brief description of the product, the benefit proposition, what problem does it actually solve for the customer, the key business goals, the target market, and critically, the assumptions and constraints the team has to work with then. Finally, let's talk about what makes this whole thing a true engine of innovation. And it all comes down to the idea that you plan, you build, and then you repeat.
This right here is the secret to long-term success. The process doesn't just end at launch. That 5th step, reflect on the results, is what turns a simple checklist into a powerful learning loop. The goal isn't just to build one great product. It's to constantly refine the process itself, making the company smarter and more effective with every single cycle.
And that reflection isn't vague. It involves asking tough, specific questions. Does our plan actually align with our strategy? Did we put our money and our people on the right things? Were the assumptions in our mission statement correct? And, maybe the most important question, can the core team really accept and deliver on these challenges? This kind of reality check is what separates the good companies from the great ones.
So, the crucial point is this. Behind every successful product you use every day, there's a plan, a series of deliberate choices, strategic bets, and a detailed mission. So the next time you pick up your phone, your coffee maker, or even a vacuum cleaner, just ask yourself, what was the plan here? Once you start looking for it, you'll start to see the hidden blueprint everywhere.